It's not in the cards for you. I'm pretty good at insults, and I got the internet and a lot of free time.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm the first guy that, I'm probably not the only guy, of course, obviously, that if you don't support same sex marriage or trans people existing, I'm questioning how that affects you and why you're such a liar against your own sexual orientation. Because somebody with that much hate has got to be a homo. That's all I'm saying, is if you hate gay people or trans people, you're probably down to have sex with your own gender or your own sex, however you want to put that. Harvard did a study, motherfucking Harvard. So if you're a hater of the gays, it's because 100% factually you are gay. But if you don't want trans people to say not form a trans league, the women had to form a league of their own for all sports, right? I'm one of these guys that says, why not let the women try out and have intersexed leagues, which would be predominantly men anyway, because they're going for pure athleticism. Keep the women's leagues because they're going for also the fact that women are physically less strong on average. I'm not saying they're not strong. I'm saying that they're physically less strong than the average male athlete. That's fact. If you're born with XY chromosomes and don't have XX chromosomes, you're not a real man or a woman in that regard. You are a woman if you have XX chromosomes. I don't care what your gender identity is. I'm talking about your sex fact. Does that mean I'm going to discriminate against you? No, you should form your own trans leagues. The women had to form their own leagues, and the men's leagues should be interdisciplinary between sex and gender. And we should allow women to try out for the major leagues, including trans people. Just let them try out. You're not going to get a whole lot of women playing with the men. You're not going to get a whole lot of trans people playing with the men. You might get a lot of trans men, but there should be representation. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many trans people exist in the world? Well, I think it should go like this. Maybe like, see, with sports, the object is to win, so it's a different ball game entirely than life, right? So you naturally hire a lot of black athletes that are better than the white athletes because the black athletes are physically stronger than the white athletes. I don't know why that is. I've heard jokes, but I don't know why that is. Is there anything white people are better at than black people? Asian people? Better than math? Yeah, but you meet some dumb Asians too that don't know math. So it's really just culture. If you put a black person from the time of birth into Tokyo, they're probably going to be ending up on the same level mathematically as the Japanese kids. That's just fact, because the upbringing would be the same. If a trans person ran for office and I like that person's stances on things, they're liberal enough, they're accepting, they're not one of these bleeding heart wokey idiots, like most of them aren't, then I'm voting for that person if they're the best person for the job. You know what I mean? A lot of socialist and environmental ideas, Democrat. What's in between your pants is not of a concern to mine if you're there to save the environment and save humans and save animals and do all you can to save life. You know what I mean? If you're the pro live and let live Democrat, like we used to fucking be, you're old school like Bernie Sanders and AOC, then you get my fucking vote whether or not you have a dick or a pussy, or say you have a girl dick or a bussy. I don't fucking care. That's sex. That's not politics. Politics is a different ball game than baseball or sex. Feel me? Good. Would I have sex with a trans person? No. Here's why. I don't want to have sex with a woman that doesn't have a dick, that is calling herself daddy and want me to call her daddy or him daddy. I don't consider myself gay, so I'm not going to have sex with a him. If you hate that, you're a heterophobe. Just like you're probably a misandrist. Fuck you. I'm not gonna be friends with people that don't like white people. You know what I mean? If you don't like white people and you're black and you're liberal, you should like white people because we're not who we used to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there. I didn't land no Plymouth Rock on you. I was born in 1979. I wasn't around in 1865 where slaves were legal. I wouldn't have supported that in 1865. I wouldn't have supported it in 1979. I wouldn't have supported it in 2023. But maybe in 1700, I'd probably own a slave. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody did. You know what they did to you if you weren't a Christian in Isaac Newton's times? They'd rip out your tongue and growl atheist at you. Of course he was a Christian. People got to judge people by the year that they were living in and not the years that we're living in now. Like the whole pulling of statues down is fine, but if you're pulling down statues of Abe Lincoln, yeah, I understand that he didn't like Native Americans much, and I understand that he didn't want to intermingle with the blacks, and I understand that he was an anti-integrationist, but he ended slavery. That's a start. Would you call Obama a great democratic socialist? Of course not. The guy's center of the road like Biden is. Sure, he did some good shit, but he's not the Lincoln of his era. You know what I'm saying? That guy doesn't even exist yet, or woman or person doesn't even exist yet. Someone that frees the slaves, akin to that, would be like freeing us from the aliens from space or something, or like making all Mexican people at the same living wage as all American people. You know what I mean? Something like that would be like a Lincoln of their era. Someone that would get the Nobel Prize deservedly. I don't think Obama deserved the Nobel Prize. And I don't think he deserved it in his mind either. The only thing he did was to restore a little bit of honor after the Bush years. He didn't really do anything up to that point. He did get elected. He was the first half black person ever elected. And he looked blacker than Ken Griffey Jr. And he talked blacker than black, you know what I mean? But he was half white. That just shows me how immature the United States is. It's like liberals will clap their hands and everything. Yes, yes. But like liberals are the type of people you could be like, oh man, I've had this crush on 21-year-old women for 17 years, but I just haven't had the guts. And now I'm 38 years old and I still don't have the guts, but I still want to talk to 21-year-old women like I have for the past 17 years. Who cares about that guy? That guy just biding his time, maybe. I don't know. What trumps the argument? What I'm saying is I would elect a trans president. I'm not going to stick my dick in something that wants to be called daddy. I'm not going to stick my dick in something that wants to be referred to as a man because I'm not gay. I'm not sticking my dick in something that still has a dick because I'm not gay. And I'm not sticking my dick in something that used to have a dick because I want the feel of something natural. Not something forced on me. See, that's the difference. The gay people aren't out there saying, oh, if you're not gay, you're a degenerate. Trans people are. If you're not trans, you're a bigot degenerate.
There's this real current that I absolutely hate among the trans community that is anti-cis, that is anti-biological male, biological female, that even the gays complain about. The whole idea that if you won't date a trans person, a trans woman that still has a dick, or a trans man that expects you to call them a guy or you're in a relationship with them is gay. And I'm not gay, so I'm not going to play your fucking little game. I don't care if you're gay. I really don't. Go get same-sex marriage. Go get your wedding cake. Have your political viewpoints. Even if they're conservative, have your political representation in Congress. I think there should be more representation for the gays and non-whites in Congress if it's to be a fair democracy. But don't expect me to fuck something that used to have a dick, or that still has a dick, or that expects me to call them a dude while I'm fucking them. Oh man, oh yes, sir. It's not happening from me. I don't give a fuck if you're trans. Go be trans. It's fine. But don't expect me to fucking date you if you're a trans man or a trans woman. Period.
So, if you want a really fun way to play Monopoly, you got to get a 20-sided die. You roll the die. Lands on 8. You have to pay 8 times 20, which is $160 to go 8 spaces. Or you can pass. You can do the same thing to play categories. I gotta throw it against that cart because it doesn't go off with the lights on the bed. So categories, you select the 6th letter of the alphabet and come up with as many things as you can with F. Yes, I'm checking it. A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. Or you can play it with 4 dice. That's not going to work on the cart. We have 7, 8, 9, the 9th letter of the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. And then you can play categories that way. Just come up with as many things as you can that start with the letter I. Sorry for that. Four players. 8 yellow blocks. These are your tractors. Any player can move 2 a turn. The way you move them is you roll 4 dice. When you roll a north or a south, you have the choice between southwest, southeast, northwest, northeast on north and south. But you can also draw northwest and southwest. You roll 4, you choose any 2 of these that you like. We'll take the 6. We'll take the northwest. The 6, I'll move 1 block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I land on blue, it's water. I collect water. We have wood, ore, water, and brick. The object is to collect 1 of each color for 5 points, and 5 of every color for 5 points each. And in doing that, for all the same color of 5, you're going to create 20 points for yourself. But you're also going to create 20 more points for yourself for completing 5 of the 4 colors. So you collect 20, you get 20 points, but you get an additional 20. And that's how you play the game. You go until all the blocks are done. It takes about 30 seconds a turn. It took Jamie and I an hour and 10 minutes. But there was a slight learning curve with him because he doesn't know how to play. I invented this game, the little tractor that could. I'm willing to sell it for $50 or better offer.
As an older guy interested in younger males and a libtard or whatever you want to call me,